Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, I have a tool that I put in front of you, or that I want to put in front of you, that it's doing some things that I'm not going to say it's new, but I like the way they've kind of included all the things in it, and they kind of put you in position to take off and put you in a really, really good direction for growing your email list. Hey, this is Jenny Jones. Is this your first time to this channel? Please go and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of hacks I'm going to put together. Definitely in 2025, you're going to see some different things from me. I just want to preference that. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. Now let's go over to my desktop. Let's look at Reach Inbox. I pulled it off the shelf. AppSumo wanted me to take a deeper dive and a deeper look at it. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it. And again, if you like what you see, go ahead and use my link in the description to help support the channel. I really do appreciate that. Now on to Reach Inbox. There's been a lot of videos on it. I just kind of want to cover some things that I think people may be overlooking. That's kind of be my sweet spot going into 2025. I just kind of want to give you these ideas, these aha moments. Let's take a look at it. All right, so we're going to take a look at Reach Inbox, right? And there's only about 12 hours left in this, and I wanted to get to it. Had a couple of things happen. Spent a lot of time on Pickaxe on my live stream, just trying to let people know the true value of that tool. But this is about Reach Inbox, and I wanted to take some time. What happened is when I got access to this tool, it took me a little bit of time to get to know this tool. So that's what kind of took me a little while to come out with this video. So I wanted to give that to you first. So what I will tell you, and I'm going to move straight to the chase, right? I'm going to move straight to the chase. I'm not going to hold anything back on you. This is a decent tool, but this tool really only has value to me, right? As at the tier 4 level. I tried to find other reasons why I could utilize it. The reason why it only makes sense to me at the tier 4 level, and I think it's the way it's tightly constructed, is you have no API access. Now, if you don't have enough money to afford the tier 4, then I don't know if you really need this tool. Maybe the tier 3, but then you have to go through and you have to export using, you have to download a CSV file and all that other stuff. If you can't get your email addresses out, the only way you can get them out is API access and integrations. And we're going to look at that. For this tool, if you can't get your emails out, then it's really not going to do you that much good. So what I will tell you is it's the tier 4 level or nothing with this tool, because that's where the true power is in this tool. We're going to look at the integrations and you're going to see why in a minute. Actually, you're going to see why in a minute. So now what it has is a couple of things that I like about it. It has a universal mailbox. And what that means is a mailbox that allows you, if you have 4 or 5 mailboxes you have, or if you're monitoring, hey, I have 5 brands, I have 6 brands, so on and so forth, I can manage them all from one email box. That to me, that's a plus, right? I can manage all my emails in one inbox. I can use AI to help me respond to emails or to write different letters. Now, what this tool is not going to give you, that's the reason why it makes sense at the tier 4. What it's not going to give you, it's just not going to give you that CRM piece. It's not going to give you the sequence of events. It has some email sequences, right? But that's really it. You can't get into it. You can't get really creative like a VBOUT and respond on certain days and all. You're just not going to get that granular with this tool. But using the API access, it can get you out there. Now, I think this tool, and I'm starting to see tools do this, right? They're saying, hey, scale your cold outreach with Reach Inbox. Now, what they really mean, and I think there is another tool, there's been 2 other tools on here that says, hey, cold outreach, cold outreach. When they say cold outreach, they're basically saying, hey, bring your own SMTP or is it simple mail transfer protocol? I think that's what SMTP is. And that's when you just bring your own email box settings, right? You already have an email box with, Google or one of the other email providers, you just bring those settings over here. That's what you're doing, right? And then there's a couple other things I want to tell you about this tool, and we're going to look at it here really quick. And again, there's other videos on this, but what I wanted to give you was where's the true value of this tool. It has a built-in warmer, right? Warm up unlimited email accounts to scale your cold outreach. That's really the key, right? And up until this point, there wasn't a lot of tools that warmed up your email, and some people do it differently. They have these warm-up farms where they're sending out emails, they're hitting email boxes, and they're making your IP and or your email warm up to make it friendly in actually hitting people's email box. I did have an opportunity to test. I did not have an opportunity, like I said, to test their warm-up feature, but just to have a warm-up feature included alone should give you the opportunity to be able to look at this tool a little bit further. So we're going to look at, the first thing I want to look at, and the reason why I'm so attracted to this tool by the mere fact, and I think you should look at it, is, again, going back to the tier 4. Let's look at their integration. So let's take a look at it. And again, if you're going to pick this up, last minute, I'm going to put my link in the description. Won't cost you anything additional. It may make enough for me to get, I don't know, a Frappuccino or a mocha from Starbucks or something like that. It's not that serious. It's only to support the channel so I can continue to bring you these additional videos. All right, so it has CNAME and it has white label. And what that means, let's talk about that really quick because we're going to look inside. What that means is you're not going to get webhooks until you at least get to the tier 3. So you can probably get away with the tier 3. Actually, now that I look at it, you can get away with the tier 3. You can get away with it. But if you want to if you do the tier 4, then you can automatically turn this into an instant business, add this with your marquee, pair those two together, and then throw in some Press Ranger, and you got a nice combo pack there. I think a person would be willing to pay $175 to put all this together for them a month. So you could have 20 custom workspaces. So at the most, you can have 20 clients or maybe 19 and just use your own workspace. All right, so I think that's a sneaky little hack I dropped in there for you. But because you have the white labeling, you can turn this into a lightweight agency. Now let's look at the integrations, which I think this is the more powerful piece. Let's look at that next. So I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time going through because I think other people have done that before. But look at the integrations you have here. You have Slack, you have Zapier, which I don't know any Sumo link that's using Zapier, and there's nothing wrong with Zapier. It's just Zapier makes you pay for webhooks, which is an automatic turnoff for a lot of people. And if you've wondered why, but Zapier is always going to be there because it reaches far-reaching more than anyone else, right? So you have Slack, you have Zapier, you have Pabbly, and then you have the active pieces. So what the active pieces is going to allow you to do outside of the webhook, because you do have webhook, you'll be able to get webhook at the tier 3. But what active pieces gives you, it gives you that piece that you can connect to TaskMagic, and or you can use the webhooks to send to TaskMagic. So this is going to give you, if you have TaskMagic and you have this tool, I'd have to look because I think TaskMagic has their own emailer now. But I kind of want to say this one's a little bit better, but they just acquired that emailing company. And I think they're only the way they're developing over there. I think that's going to surpass a lot of them. But I digress. Let's talk about ReachInbox. So you have the active pieces here. You have the API access. You have Pabbly Connect. This is all you need. These 3 is really all you need to turn this into a powerful universal box here. Now I'm going to show you what they're doing, and I think what other people are doing. They have what's called Zap Mail, right? Let's take a look at that. This is what they're selling you. So if you don't do your regular, let's go back to the top here. Let's look at that. So once you log in, it's going to tell you, it's going to say, hey, import leads, right? You start warming up your mailbox. Now, what you have to do is you have to connect your email, right? And so if you're using some other domain, whether it be Rocket Mail or any one of those other emailers that gives you your password and all that, you connect that here in your SMTP, a simple mail transfer protocol. You put that in there, and then you start warming it up. To me, a lot of tools, I think tools are adding this now. They found that this is kind of a sweet spot, but they, by any means, they're not giving you your own, you're not using their emails, right? So when they say, hey, cold email, they want you to have the ability to warm up your own email. And a lot of I don't know any email provider that's giving you a warm up, right? That's so if you have an email provider that you've been using for years now, they don't even have a warm up. Warm up is something new. I think it came out maybe 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, where they started creating this warm up feature. Now you have to be careful with warm ups because, from what I understand, a lot of companies don't like you to do warm-ups, right? And I think if you're found using warm-ups, I think you can get penalized or something like that. But you have to be careful in using warm-ups. And all warm-up is, in plain English, so you'd understand, is a warm-up is it takes your email and it sends it to random people within a warm-up farm, right? And then when I say a warm-up form, that means that they're taking your email and they're sending it out, making sure it's landing in the inbox, making sure people are reading it, it's opening it up, just sending random emails. And it warms it up. It puts it in a warmer, like in your kitchen. You say, oh, let me put this in a warmer, right? And that's what this is basically doing. And not a lot of tools. Some of your newer tools are adding this element, but I can assure you the email that you're using right now that you've had forever does not have a warm up on it. Only your newer tools are giving you that. And so this has an AI aspect to it as well. And then you can create a campaign. Now, let's talk about the campaign here really quick, so you won't get any ideas on it. So let me just explain it to you really quick. So switch over to campaigns, and what campaigns are, they just send out emails. Hey, if the person opens the email 2 days later, send them this email. If they open that email 5 days later, send them this email. Send them this email a month later. That's simple journeys, right? That's simple campaigns that you can do, right? And that's, to me, as a minimum, I don't think that's bad. But what I would like to do is I would like to take the API and or webhook that particular name out and then send them on a more sophisticated journey using a Tarvent or a VBout or something like that to give them a little bit more experience. Let's take a look at it inside here. So here we are here with, this is the analytics of the email that you send out. Leads contacted, click rate, numbers, analytics, activity, link analytics, what are they clicking on? This is pretty powerful, right? And then my lead is here. I think I had the lead there. I was testing it out. And then you have your sequences. Now, so that's what I said, when it comes to campaigns, they have a basic campaign, just run sequences. It'll say, hey, send the first email out, recipient name, warm up name, and then you can say, hey, add a step, right? That means, hey, I want to send out another email, right? But it says wait 2 days and send it out. There are some more sophisticated and says, hey, wait 2 days, only send it on weekends, never send it on the weekday, or never send it on the weekday, never send it on the weekends, only send it. This doesn't have that level of sophistication. But you can use AI to kind of magic AI generator. You can put this together, generate an email, right? You can say, hey, generate an email. I would like to invite them to an event I am having on New Year's Day. All right, so let's see what we get here, right? And then I have, like I said, 3,000 AI words remaining. So we'll go here. What elements? Oh, I got to put elements. I am a digital marketing guru I'm a digital marketing YouTuber. That's what I'll put there. Let me see if that works. Let's see what happens here. Let's just see how good the AI is. You don't get to bring your own key, right? And so this is what it created. It says, hey, I see you're into digital marketing. I'm hosting a fun event New Year's Day about the latest trends in our field. It's a great chance to learn and connect without pressure. Would you mind if you share the details with you, best, account signature and so on and so forth? Hey, I like that, right? And you add that here. That's only if they answer the first one, right? And I think you can move this up. Let's move this up and let's make this step one. Make that step one. Then that's the New Year's Day, celebrate New Year's Day. And then we can add other additional. So this is not bad. You save it out. Then you can schedule it. Let's save and continue. Let's schedule it. So you actually can send out. Okay, all right. So it looks like you can send it out for certain days. All right, that's good. So that's saying a lot. I didn't know you can do that because sometimes when you're creating the emails, you can actually have it created inside there. But this is saying, hey, within your schedule, I only want this to go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't want it to go out Saturdays or Sundays. These are the times that you send it out between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. If you're sending out a bulk amount, it'll send them out sparingly over that time frame. So that's what you have. And then what do you get here? What options? Account to use. And this is, like I said, this is some of the power that I'm noticing with this tool is I could have 50 mailboxes, right? And I can just figure out which mailboxes I want to send it to, but they're all universal and they're all going to come back here. So I think this becomes a very powerful tool from a 30,000 foot view and you're managing multiple emails and so on and so forth, right? Stop sending emails on reply, enable, open tracking, enable, delivery options, send emails on text only, daily limit, time between gaps. Hey, take your time, pace yourself, send out an email every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, because you can't just bulk send out a whole bunch. Then you got tags here. Then you got sending patterns, right? Max, priority. So this gives you a lot. Actually, in what I'm seeing in this tool, and then they have this add prospect value in a campaign. How much is each prospect worth, right? And as you get advanced, you start learning if people are active in your emails, you associate a value to each one of them and see how that works out. And then you can just launch the campaign. So, and then subsequence, add a subsequence. What would you like to name it? You can add that if the lead is marked as here, interested. And then so what you can do is you can come back later and look at analytics and see what happens on this particular case. You come back here and you look at your analytics. Let's see. And so you can have your analytics here, but I wanted to show you. Oh, this is your one box here. This is where it was. Okay, I was looking for where it. So you can see here where people are interested. So when you're sending out that email, you can see from a 40,000 foot view. I like this as a management over multiple email boxes and or an agency play. I don't see. I don't see anything less than a tier 3. If it's a tier 3, if you can only budget a tier 3, I like this. And I think maybe next time when they come back, you just pick up an additional tier. But what they have here is a Zap Mail. So let's look at that. So as soon as you get in here, it says, hey, you can grab Zap Mail now. So they have their own, let's say you don't even have an email box. I don't even have an email. I don't have a domain or anything like that. They're like, perfect, we got you. We got you taken care of. You come here and they give you Zap Mail, right? And so what Zap Mail can do is you can buy actually, I think in bulk. And I'm looking at this, not so much in bulk, but you could purchase Gmail accounts. And I don't think Gmail doesn't own Gmail anymore, right? And I think what they're doing, I think what ZapMail is doing, you can buy Google Workspaces. They cost $7.20 a month. You can buy them from here for $2.50 a month. If you do nothing else, and I don't know if these are introductory prices or not, or this is just the the price that they actually overall cost. And you can buy Microsoft 365 accounts, which are normally $6 a month. You can buy them at $3 a month, 50% off. So what they're basically doing is they're reselling you these accounts, a Google Workspace and a Microsoft 365. So you can buy those here using ZapMail. And the setup time here for these particular accounts, other providers, it takes 24 to 48 hours if you wanted to buy these, because I think what they're doing is the emails now, I think they've sold those businesses off. I know Google sold theirs off. I want to say, I can't remember the company that they sold them to. I'll try to remember that. And so you get DKIM, DMARCs, SPF setups, manual VAs. You have to set those up. They automatically set them up for you here. And so let's look at the pricing terms of this, right? So the pricing terms, let's switch to monthly. So you can get the monthly workspace, the Google Workspace. You can get 10 Google mailboxes under one plan for $39. That's a nice deal. Additional mailboxes cost you $350 a piece. This is for US IP accounts only, and they have support. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not a bad pricing for 10 Gmail accounts. So this is where the true power in this tool comes from, when you buy the lifetime deal and then you buy their monthly accounts at a $39 a month clip. For 10 Gmail accounts, you can name the domains whatever you want. You're just getting Gmail, Google emails, which from that IP is pretty darn good, right? So yeah, that's the true value. So let's go back to it as I kind of close this out. This is not a bad. This is not a bad investment. I have so many CRMs and emailing platforms. I have universal mailboxes already, so I don't know that I'll be picking this up. I do have a tier 1, but I don't know the one mailbox, the one box, unified inbox. I don't know, man. I wish I had some money to kind of test this out at this level. I don't think this is a bad buy, and I may need to go back and see exactly what I do have. I definitely would not mind buying those 10 Google email boxes at $39 a piece, because I think I'm still paying $12 a piece for mine. So I'm at $24 already, and I only have 2 or 3. I only have 2. I can get 10 for $40. All right. So again, it has a white label, and what they say is what happens is when you get the workspaces, you can customize a workspace. Now, who would this be ideal for? Because you may be asking, right? You might be saying, hey, who can I sell this to or whatever? Nobody that I know of is rolling out of bed and wants to deal with email and setup and sequences. The average everyday person that has the money, one thing, and I'm going to put myself on camera and I'm going to tell you this. And again, every now and then when you watch my videos to the end, I always drop these little nuggets in there, is people always say, well, who can I sell this to? People have two things. They either have more money or more time. So if they have more time, then they'll learn it on their own. They'll learn how to set up their own, and they'll bump their head and make their mistakes. If they have more money, meaning they have a primary gig already and they're trying to experiment with setting up a side gig or a side hustle, those are people you want because they have money, because they're already working. They just don't have the time to set up their side hustles. That's where you come in. You help them set up their side hustles with less time because you already know how to do this. That would be ideal for this person for 20 accounts. So you guys always know me. I'm going to pull up my calculator here. Let's look at that. Let's see what that looks like. So let me see, 20 accounts. Let's go 19 because you're going to keep one yourself. Let's go 19 times. A person would pay you. Let's go 159. So, all right. So let's see what we got here. So 19 times 159. Okay, so that's $3,000 a month if you charge for that. Then if you have your, if you bought the follower or you bought the marquee, you can add some more clients to that. You can easily net 10 grand a month with those types of combinations. These are the types of deals you need to put together, right? Because if you're netting 10 grand a month, people's like, Jenny, how are you able to continue to buy these tools? How are you able to, dude, I'm running several things. I've set these up and I put my own value propositions together. I put my own value ladders together, and you start netting 5, 6, 7, 8 grand a month, right? Then that's what you can do, and you can come back and you can buy more tools. What I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of different things. I know on my growth channel or my growth store, if you haven't subscribed to that, or my SaaS tools or my digital marketing tool shed, I'm going into these other strategies, and I'll be doing a lot more in my other channels this year because I'm going into strategies on how people make money. This channel will primarily be an LTD kind of an AppSumo type of channel, my Marketing Mondays, things of that nature. So you are going to continue to get that. But if you're trying to go deeper, you're trying to go to the next level, I do have 2 other channels that I am taking people way, way deep into the small business growth realm and scaling. So, and I'm going to be sharing some of the secrets of how I scaled my businesses over there. So I just wanted to give that to you. You guys have been great. This is not a bad buy. So if you don't have one, I actually highly recommend this one based on based on what you can actually do. I like what you can do because you can go here, you get your email accounts, your daily limits you have, your warm-up emails, your health score, email sent. This is a universal box. This is powerful. If you want to scale, this is very powerful. If you just have one email and you kind of manage things on your own, then that's great. But if you have vision and you want to take 2025 to the next level, I think this would be an excellent buy. You can put your own brand, your own logo up there, and you can do that. I think I may have another idea. Interesting. Actually, I think I just came up with an idea. It's funny, I'm be talking to you guys and come up with these ideas. I don't know. Is this expensive? $379 for 100,000 monthly active leads. That's your sending. You could put more leads in it, but you can only have 1,000 you're sending, 100,000 you're sending to a month, right? Which is a lot, right? Web hooks, white labeling API. Yeah, this is not, and it's sturdy too. It's sturdy. It's been around for a little while. Let's look at something else here. They're in a different stage. They're in the expansion stage. So this is a very important. This is what I took in my grad class when I was in grad school. Is you look at the stages of companies. So they're in an expansion stage, and what that basically means is they're not in a startup phase, 0 to 3 years. They're not initial growth phase of 3 to 5 years. They're trying to scale an expansion. They are in a expansion stage, 5 to 7 years, market product diversification. When I look at this tool, I kind of feel that too. They're not just starting up. They're trying to diversify by adding the emails that they saw that people needed. So they're buying emails wholesale, making that part of their overall solution and their value proposition. I like the fact that they have, they're generating revenue by just doing the adding the email possibility to it, right? And they're bootstrapped. So a couple things on the bootstrapped is they did this on their own. They don't have any outside investors, influencers trying to get to their exits fast, right? So that happens when you get investors and then the market starts to change and the financing and the interest rates. Then that's when you saw a lot of things happen with some of these other companies that came to AppSumo with investors, because when the interest rates started to change, some of the money dried up. But not only that, the investors wanted to start trying to cash out, and when they brought in more investors, they probably made some changes in that. And then you have to be careful with that as well. Those are the things I'm going to talk about in my growth channel. And we're going to be, and I got something really big going to happen this year, probably in the first quarter, Q1. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming on my other channel, Digital Marketing Tool Shed, and the growth store, the small business growth store. Look for those that are coming. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about founders and how to actually get investors for your particular startup and things like that. I'm going to be going deep. All right. You guys have been great. Thanks for checking this out. This is not a bad, I like this. I don't know if I really need, I have nurturers, right? I have VBout. I don't want to talk about any other tools. I'll do that on my other channels. You guys take care. I want to leave this all about ReachInbox, which is not a bad buy. I like it, but I really love it at the tier 4. I like it at the tier 3, love it at the tier 4. Anything less than that doesn't give me, I can't get webhooks. But if I'm just starting out, I don't think tier 2 is bad. If I'm starting with nothing, tier 2 is definitely a good look at. You guys take care. Goodbye for now.